Hi, everybody. Welcome to my show, Angel Guidance by Lisa. I am happy to be here on the A1R radio network and Moonstruck TV. If you have never met me before, I am Lisa. I am based out of Kansas City in the middle of the United States. Right now it's about 12 degrees, so it's a little bit chilly here, but pretty typical for the Midwest. No snow today, so I'm grateful for that. I am a healer, I am a psychic, I am a medium, and I love to teach about all things spirit. So let me just talk to you a little bit today about something that I do every single day that helps me to get through my day without any stress, without any anxiety. And when I do this, I know things are going to flow. And that's really important, getting into the flow of life. So the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is I set my intentions. And what I mean by that is I get to decide how my day is going to go. And when I decide that, that means all of the universe is going to support me in that decision. And I decide something like this. My day flows in divine harmony and all is well. Isn't that a lovely intention to set for yourself? It is for me. I love to set intentions. Some people wake up in the morning and think about everything that can go wrong, think about all the people they're going to have to deal with that day, and maybe think about how hard those people are to get along with. You really want to shift your thinking there and decide how your day is going to get to go for you, because you know what? You have that power. Start claiming it. So I set my intentions. Second, when I get out of bed, I step into an imaginary bubble. And this imaginary bubble is surrounding me from the bottoms of my feet all the way up to over my head. And I visualize it. And you can even draw it like I just did in the air. If you have a hard time imagining, draw that imaginary bubble and fill it with white light. And intend, like you just did earlier, intend that this bubble is going to protect you from other people's energy. And it's going to bounce, their energy is going to bounce off of it and not going to be able to penetrate. You'll be able to hear them. You'll be able to have compassion for them and hear and listen with your feelings as well. But you're going to be protected because people's energy just kind of pushes out of them and goes in different directions. And if you're all open and not protected, guess what? You're going to absorb that energy and it's going to just sort of sink into you. And you're going to start feeling some things, maybe some of their anxiety, maybe some of their stress. If they're angry, maybe some of that. You know how I know this? Because it happens to me. If I don't protect myself, I'm like a walking sponge. I pick up on other people's energy so easily that I understood at an early age that I needed to protect myself. And once I do that, I don't have that issue anymore. So the next thing I do, so my day flows smoothly, is I cleanse my energy. So when I'm in the shower, or if you want to just do it before you start your day, you don't have to actually be in the shower. Just visualize white light coming in above your head and just visualize it coming in and flowing in and cleansing everything in your body from the top of your head all the way through your body and out the bottoms of your feet. And what that's doing is it's taking all of that dirty energy, the dust, dirt, and negativity that you may have collected from other people, or you may have actually thought of yourself, because sometimes our thoughts are negative. We want to cleanse all that out. So once you cleanse that out, that means it's going to drain through your body. That cleansing light is going to wash it all away, and it's going to go out the bottoms of your feet down the drain. And so it's really like taking a shower, but an energetic shower. Okay. So those are the first three things. The other thing I do every single day, no matter what, is I ground myself. And what does that mean exactly? Well, visualize yourself as a tree, okay? And if you can visualize yourself as your head sort of up here where the branches are, and your feet and legs are going to be down where the roots are. So visualize your feet or legs as being the roots. And you need to really balance yourself every single day. If you're in your head a lot, if you think about things over and over and over again, you're going to be sort of unbalanced. And there's a way to do a counterbalance, a way to root yourself. And let me tell you, there's a couple ways. First way is you can just take a walk. Just go outside, get some exercise, allow nature to remove any of that excess energy and naturally ground you with the earth. If you can walk barefoot on the grass, even better. The other way you can do it, and there are many, but this is the other way I do. If it's raining or cold, like today, it's really cold, you could sit in a chair, visualize energy growing from the base of your spine all the way down through your legs and out the bottom of your feet, deep into the earth. And you want to visualize that energy connecting you to the center of the earth. And when you visualize those roots growing through the bottoms of your feet, you're going to see them grow all the way down into the very core of the earth and anchor there. And you know what an anchor does? It holds that boat in place. The boat may move around a little bit, but you're still going to be secured, meaning you're not going to float off into the ethers and not have a grounded sort of base for yourself. So those are the 4 things I do every single day to help myself get through my day in a very natural, easy way, connected to spirit and allowing flow. First thing, just to review, I set my intentions, how my day gets to go. Second thing, I protect myself, step into my protective bubble of light. Third thing, I cleanse myself in my white light shower, taking all the negativity out through my body, out the bottoms of my feet, down the drain. And the fourth thing I do is ground myself, either in a chair, seated, or taking a walk. Now, these things I suggested do not have to take hours and hours, okay? Everything I suggest can take 10 or 20 seconds, literally. If you want to do the grounding and you walk outside, obviously that would take a little longer, but you could do 15-minute walk. You know, if you can only do it at lunchtime on your break, do it then. It's really important to have all 4 of these things in place to offer relief from anxiety, from stress, from anything that's on your mind. It will lower the stress level of your body. It will connect you with your higher self, and it will allow you to step into the flow of life. So I hope these tips are helpful for you. So I'm going to take a few callers today, and the first person I'm going to speak with today is Alyssa in Sacramento, Kentucky. Alyssa, hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, I guess.
Good. Okay. Well, good. Welcome to my show, Angel Guidance by Lisa. Alyssa, what can I help you with today? What's your question?
I'm just wondering if my husband will take me back, let me come back home, either now or for Christmas.
So, Alyssa, have you been in conversation with him? Have you talked to him?
Yeah, he calls me babe every now and then, still tells me he loves me every now and then, asks me what I want for Christmas, stuff like that, but he doesn't give me a definite answer on when I get to come back home, and I just want to know when he's going to or if he is.
And are you feeling guilty about something, Alyssa?
I've hung out with a few men, but I've felt guilty about it, but
Okay, so the separation for you has been over 6 months?
It's been since August, the middle of August this year.
August, September, October, November, December, so 4 months, so about 6 months. And okay, so what I need you to do, Alyssa, is you need to decide right now that if this is what you want to do, you get to do it. Okay? And you're putting all your power and all of your decision making into the hands of somebody else. Okay? Now, your husband and you may have had a disagreement about something, and that does happen. However, you are married, right? This is a marriage.
Yes.
So this marriage means you have, need to have balance in your relationship, which means you need to talk about what you are feeling, okay, and where you want to be. Have you told him you want to be back home?
Yes, many times.
Okay, many times. Okay, good. And his response is sort of iffy to you, like he says, yes, no, okay. So what I need you to do then is set a date where you're going to know either way if you're going to go back home or not. So have you set a date where you said to him, I need to be back home by December 25th, for example, Christmas? Have you said that to him?
No, I had not said that to him because he doesn't do ultimatums. He would get very angry with me.
Angry with you. Okay. Well, this anger to me feels like there's something unresolved between the two of you, and that's not discussed, that hasn't been talked about, that needs to be brought up. It also sounds like you could actually use someone like a third party, like someone who's not someone you know, who might be able to be objective about it, to sit down and talk to you too. It doesn't have to be a counselor, but it would be nice if you could have someone who you both respect sit down and sort of be a mediator between the two of you. Is that possible to find someone like that?
It's possible, but my husband doesn't like to bring our relationship up to other people. So that's coming out of the question most times.
I see. So what I'm hearing you say is that he has all the control.
Basically.
And so with this, have you looked at this separation as an opportunity or as something that is negative?
Negative.
Negative. Okay. So if it's negative and that's all you see it as, you're going to keep getting more negative things in your life from him. Did you think, or have you thought about looking at it from a different view? Looking at it is, this is an opportunity for you to release what doesn't serve you. Right now, it looks like you'd be going back into an angry person's home who doesn't really support you and give you the love that you deserve. Does that sound right? Do you want to go back to an angry person's home? Why do you feel?
I want it to be better.
Well, yeah, you want it to be better. Do you feel like he's suddenly going to change overnight?
I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know with him.
Right. There's a lot of unpredictability with him. And because he's so unpredictable, he keeps you on the fence. And that's where he wants to keep you. It feels like he's not willing to allow you back into your home with him. If that's the case, if someone doesn't want you, do you really want to be with them? Ask yourself that hard question. I know it's not something that you really want to hear, but sometimes we have to really decide who to let into our life. Now, if you allow him to continue to treat this way, I don't feel like, my guides are saying he's not going to change. He's not going to change how he's treating you. He's going to keep you on the fence because that's where he wants you. Do you understand that? He wants you on the fence. He has
he's not going to let me back home, is he?
It doesn't feel like that way to me. It feels like he wants to keep you on the fence. He wants to keep you under his control, but still not completely free you. Do you understand that? He doesn't want to completely let you go. And that is you letting him have power over you. Okay? And maybe he did have power over you while you've been married, and maybe that's been the circumstance, but it doesn't have to be that way forever. Okay? So you get to decide if you're going to change and go your own way, or you're going to continue this power struggle with him. Because honestly, Alyssa, I don't see it changing for him and how he treats you and allowing you back into your home. And I'm so sorry to tell you that, but it feels very, there's a lot of pushback from him. There's a lot of resistance from him. And it's you're not honoring yourself. Love yourself enough to recognize that you need to set a date when you're going to decide it's him or someone else, okay? It's him or you giving yourself the honor and the path out, okay? I'm so sorry to tell you that, but I really don't see this changing, okay?
So
Alyssa,
if I go back home, he's still going to be the same.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
do you see him even let me come back home at all?
I feel like it would only be temporary. I don't feel like it would be a permanent situation. I feel like there's a possibility in the springtime that he would allow you back in, but I don't feel like it's going to go back to the same way you had before, which I know is sad because we don't like to let go of things that have been sort of comfortable, but sometimes we have to in order to grow, right? And sometimes we have to do that for the benefit of not just us, but our children, our family, etc. So I'm not seeing this happen, and I'm very sorry to tell you. Okay?
All right.
I'm so sorry. All right? Please know that you deserve the best. And if he's not going to give it to you, you will find someone who can. Okay? Consider that there's someone else out there for you, and it's not him. All right? Look at him as giving you an opportunity to find that person. All right, Alyssa?
Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
Sure. Thank you, Alyssa. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Okay. Tiffany in Delavan, Illinois. Hi.
Hi.
How are you today?
I've seen better days.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Tiffany, tell me what's going on.
I'm going through a financial situation right now. Also, too, I've been dealing with somebody off and on for 14 years, and I really don't know where it's heading. And I would like if something in the future can let me know if I need to keep going or let that go.
Okay. And
it's been going on for too long, too.
Okay. So, all right. So repeat to me what's been happening for 14 years. What were you letting go or deciding?
I need to know if I need to decide to let it go or not. It's a relationship that I had for 14 years.
Your relationship, but it's also financially connected. Is that what you're telling me?
No, I haven't. Separate from that, I have financial problems right now.
Okay. All right. So let me see. I feel like, first of all, I feel like you have an inner voice that you're not paying attention to. I feel like you're pretty intuitive, actually. Would you understand that?
Explain it a little bit to me.
Yeah. It feels like you're intuitive and you're not really allowing that intuitive information, which is our higher guidance, to come through and to guide you. And so when that higher guidance is not in place, we kind of react to our circumstances versus moving forward with intent and purpose. Okay. I feel like there is, with your relationship, it feels like there's a large imbalance there, and it feels like you really need to decide and get off the fence, because what you're doing is, I feel like you've been debating this for quite some time. Like in your heart, you know there's something not quite right for yourself, or how you get to move through life, what makes you happy. It feels like you've been debating this and been on this fence for a long time. I feel like when you reach 16 years, okay, and I know this is going out a couple years, but I feel like at 16 years, that's when it's going to be completed. That's what I feel. There will be completion in 16 years. Now, to me, that means there's going to be this decision you can make at that time where all of the energy, all of the power, everything you put into this will either just dissolve and you'll go your separate ways, or you will decide to put up with it and leave it and stay with it. All right? I don't know what's going on in 16 years total. That would be 2 more years from now. But I feel like at 16 years, that's where it's going to go away. It will be a point in your life where it's like, we have these points in our life where there are milestones where we can, on our soul path, we can walk on our soul path, and like it's like a highway, we get off at exits, okay, and take another turn. Or we can decide, because we have free will, to stay on that same highway and keep doing things the old way. In 2 more years,
it's like I always feel like a rebound, and everything I wanted always was given to other females.
Right.
And like some things that he has taken from me that had made me feel less of a woman to myself.
Yeah. You know what I think also, in 2 more years from now, it's going to be so painful and it's going to be so apparent that you need to stop what you're doing. You need to change directions. And, I don't know how that's going to look at that time, but it's going to be very obvious to you that that's the direction you need to go to move on. Now, knowing this allows you to get your house in order, meaning decide, get your ducks in a row. If you were to leave at that time, in 2 years, if you were to leave, then you could prepare and decide how to take care of yourself the best, financially, physically, emotionally, spiritually, in all those ways. Okay? So if you're going to decide that, you need to act on it. You need to see into the future how you want your life to look. All right? What's it going to look like for you?
Because my biggest thing is to move away from here. That's funny you said that.
You need to definitely see how that will look. This is the thing. So many people feel like we don't have our own power, like we have no control over the circumstance or the situation, but we really do. It's a lot of times we are picking up on other people's energy, and they kind of manipulate us. They manipulate us into believing this and believing one way, when in your heart it's really not. But you allow that. And it's not a bad thing, and it's not anything that you should beat yourself up over. But it's also deciding where you draw the line. What do you put up with? Where are you going to stop? Where are you going to stop for yourself? Where are you going to give yourself the love and support that you deserve? If you move on, I'm telling you, there's someone else for you. And it's not doing you any favors to stay. All right? It's decide, you're talking about moving away, decide how that's going to look. Visualize how you would see yourself in a year or 2 years. It may come faster if you work on it now. So understand that if you decide that you want to see yourself in a loving, mutually beneficial, supportive relationship, put it out there that that's how it's going to be for you. And start seeing yourself. And how do you feel when you're in that relationship? How does it look? How does it feel? Do the same thing for your finances. If you're feeling like your finances and your money situation and your job or however that's all connected is not supporting you, how does it get to be for you? Start setting intentions. Start deciding how it's going to get to go for you. You have more power than you realize. I feel like you sell yourself short. Does that sound right? Because start deciding how things are going to get to go for you, because my dear, you have the power. Okay? I really, really do wish you all the best. I'm sorry I don't have any more time right now, but I do want to let you know, if you have any questions, message me on my Facebook page at Pure Love Energy. I am going to be starting up a Facebook group in 2020, helping people with situations like this. Okay? Stephanie, thank you so much. I wish you all the best.
You're welcome.
Stay.
You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So we had a couple questions today about relationships, and you know what I heard is that I hear people who aren't claiming their power. And that's nothing to be ashamed about, and I'm not beating anyone up for it, because I've been there, I've done that, not claim my own power. But I will tell you this, you can do it, and I will teach you how, and I'm going to start doing that in 2020. So pay attention and listen for details surrounding that opportunity for everybody, okay? Thank you so much for joining me today on my show, Angel Guidance by Lisa. I hope everyone has a great day. Bye-bye.